Okay, well, since we're getting a raid today, at least I'm gonna try to explain some of the changes that we should try to optimize. I also show them in game. Basically, let's say we already done the first bait, the fires end up something like this. Maybe this one will be moved down here, but whatever. Let's just assume it's there. So, after the first bait, we have the hard bait, which they directly drops under you. One thing that I need to emphasize that we were doing a bit wrong, in my opinion, at least from watching other videos, is that we had people that were baiting, they were almost all the way up here baiting, or they got pushed really far out like this. Kind of ending in front of where the middle group is going. Preferably the middle group want to go and kind of crash here, and they don't want to have these players here. So what we want to try to do after the first bait we just do the same corridor, is fine. The only thing I want to do is I want us to try to crash more and bait all the way to the edge, so we just push it out to the edge as much as possible, but that's a very tiny thing. The main thing I do want to change is that, like I said before, after the first bait, I just want as many range who know they're gonna get the circles to pre-position themselves as close to fire in a place behind the boss. That is also not kind of pushing up here, obviously. You don't want to drop so it spawns like that. But even if you were to spawn one here, that's completely fine, because we're not going to use this area of the middle anyway. And it will also not push us as far ahead as if we were pushing it here. Because then we're going to have to force the boss all the way up there later. So preferably melee on the sides, as much as you can of those who have the circles. And range, just try to use the area. Worst case, I mean, if you're a blinker, you can go here as well. But try to hug a fire part, because on the second part, it always spawns just as winds go off you. So you have to pre-bait them compared to have time to bait them as you do in the usual step point. So let's just assume we did something like that, and we're gonna end up with something like this. Maybe that one is a bit off. It can be a bit nicer like this, but oh no, we can actually go with that one. So we have one like that. What do we want to do here? Well, basically, we don't want to push the boss into a position like down here. We're just gonna get very encroached with this group. So this group still does the same. The boss does the same. So they have a free spot to go out there, and they can dodge all the winds coming from the opposite side. Even if somebody were to like stand here, it's not the end of the world, because this group walks through, Chupa, and then the fires comes, and they can by default dodge them. And these other people just that have the circles, just try to fit yourself into a hole where you're not completely locked and cannot dodge, but just dodge there, bait in those type of areas in general. Yeah, I'm gonna put up a link as well where I go through actual live content to see a little bit how it looks better than what we did.